I'm considering making a YouTube video out of this. I'd imagine that in 12 hours I'll probably get enough content.
Hey guys, welcome home. Today I'm going to be learning how to speedrun Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight was released by Team Cherry back in 2017. It's a Metroidvania action-adventure game, and it's won a lot of awards since then for its art style, its combat mechanics, its bosses, and world building, stuff like that. I chose to do an any % no major glitches run, which is a pretty standard category for all games. If you look on speedrun.com, most games that you'll find will have a any % category. Some of them have no major glitches, some of them are just any %. By the way, all of the footage that you see here is actually from my Twitch channel. So if you're not following me over there, link is down in the description, twitch.tv/FriskCBA. Anyway, so I wanted to do this in a 12-hour stream format because back in January, I hit 100 followers on Twitch, so I promised a 12-hour stream learning how to speedrun Little Nightmares 2 with Tib and Brayton. But I hadn't done that yet, and I didn't want to, so I figure I'll do a 12-hour Hollow Knight stream, and Tib and Brayton will come hang out with me. So that's what I did. So I loaded up the game, turned on my stream, and got to running. So Hollow Knight any % no major glitches is the longest game that I've run to date. So naturally, there were a couple challenges that I wasn't really prepared for. The biggest one was that I kept forgetting where I was going and what I was doing next. I just couldn't remember the route because it was just a longer game. And it didn't help that I didn't have a lot of subsplits, so I couldn't really use the timer to give me a good roadmap. I just had to remember it. Now, I have played other long games such as Little Nightmares, but the difference between Little Nightmares and this is Little Nightmares is very linear, whereas this is very open. So this, I ended up doing a lot of backtracking just because I couldn't remember where I was going. Here, I was supposed to save and quit, but I just dorked around for a minute or two and lost a lot of time. But I determined I didn't want to reset. It was going to be a no reset run, no matter what. I did have to pull out the tutorial once or twice, but that's okay, because after about 30 or 40 minutes, I started to remember the run. I started to hit the tricks, but what came next was the Watcher Nights. I entered the Watcher Nights at around 51 minutes. I figured I'd be there for about 20 minutes, and I left at the 4-hour, 17-minute mark. So when learning the game, I knew that the Watcher Nights would be hard because they took me forever to beat in my casual playthrough, and I didn't try very hard to learn them. So I died a lot. It was really bad. I kept jumping into them. I kept walking into them. I got double teamed a lot because I sucked. But after about an hour or so, I decided to get a nail upgrade and Desolate Dive. It took me more tries than I would care to admit, but eventually I got it and I went back. I thought this would probably be easy. I could probably do it now. But I didn't really know how to use Desolate Dive in combat. Like, I would try it out a little bit, but I just didn't know how to properly cheese the fight. Because Desolate Dive gives you some iframes, but I wasn't good at using them, so I died a lot. So after about another hour of dying, I decided to take a vow of silence because I was tired of chat, tired of losing, tired of the Watcher Nights. So I got back into it, vow of silence, not talking for anything. I think I got a call during this and I didn't pick it up. I didn't care. But then as I was teetering on the edge of my sanity, finally, there it was.
Let's go. And that is the Watcher Night. They are all dead.
Now, I've done plenty of things in my life that I thought were cool and neat and enjoyable and deserving of pogs. Like getting engaged. That was pretty nice. That was pretty cool. But beating the Watcher Nights after 3+ hours? Unreal. So now that I had beat the Watcher Nights and woken the first dreamer, all I had to do was get the Crystal Heart, beat Umu, wake the second dreamer, make my way to Beast Den, wake the third dreamer, and beat the Hollow Knight. Easy. So getting the Crystal Heart was pretty bad because I kept forgetting where I was going, but I did eventually get there. I think I even remembered to save and quit afterwards. Umu was another fight that I didn't bother to learn properly, but this wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't awful, you know? From my first try at Umu until the time that I actually woke the second dreamer, I think it was all in all about 15 minutes or so. It's not great, but like not horrific, I guess. Beast Den was a similar story. It didn't go super great. I kept dying to wall spiders and these things. They're the absolute worst. But I did, after 5 hours and 48 minutes or so, I finally made it to the Hollow Knight. So my hope was to beat the Hollow Knight in 10 minutes or less so I could secure that sub 6 hour time. But needless to say, didn't quite happen. Eventually, I did manage to beat the Hollow Knight and earn myself a very respectable 6 hour, 15 minute, and 16 second time. Nothing to write home about unless you're feeling extra proud of having the worst time on speedrun.com. So, where does that leave me now? Where do I go from here? Well, after a couple resets, I managed to secure a 2 hour and 42 minute time, saving a good chunk of change, mainly on Watcher Nights. But I didn't want to stop there. The current world record is 32 minutes 16 seconds. I have no aspirations for the top. But if I can grind my time down to a sub 1 hour, I would feel pretty good about that. So if you want to see that happen live, go ahead and check out my Twitch channel. Again, link is down in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, I put a lot of effort into it. So I would really appreciate it if you gave the video a like, maybe subscribe to the channel, tell me what you want to see next down in the comments. But I think that's all I got for you guys. So remember to have fun, be safe, and don't do drugs. Bye.